If you're looking for some unique and rustic Valentines DIYs, I've got you covered. I want to welcome all of you here today. My name is Donna. So for our first few projects, you're going to need a branch. I had foraged some branches and also collected some off of the beach. There are so many different types of branches out there. Look for something very unique. I like to go foraging, and these branches here have got a beautiful golden yellow lichen on them. I love to use these ones. And I also like to collect other types of branches. Just go for a walk in the forest around you or wherever. This is something that I absolutely love to do with my husband. So using some pruning shears, I'm just going to partially cut through my branch and then I'm going to snap it. I want to have the end kind of rustic and rugged. I didn't want to have a clean cut, but this is personal choice. I'm also going to be using a selection of some words. So I will be using a book, but you can also get word stickers. These are some from Tim Holtz. You can get these on Amazon as well as in craft stores. So you want to find a book that's got a larger text. I like to cut a page out of the book and then I will scan over it to see what I like for wording or say some sentences that appeal to me. This is something I really like to do. My love for you is a perfect one for Valentine's. So I'm taking my scissors and I'm going to cut it out. You just want to make sure that you don't cut any part of the word off. And I'm being very careful. This says, nobody could ever count my love for you. Again, perfect for Valentine's. So I'm just going to continue to cut this down to size and then trim off any words that I don't like. I was actually inspired by Diane Fago on Instagram for these beautiful mixed media pieces. I'll have her link down below. One thing I like to do while watching TV is go through my pages and pre-cut some words for other projects. All right, so I'm going to be using some decoupage glue. I like the DecoArt brand, and you'll also need a nice small paintbrush. I like to put the branch down on the surface and allow it to roll naturally. That way here you will get the words on your branch so you can read them properly and they won't be facing upside down. So just add a bit of glue onto your branch, roughly where you're going to be placing your words. I'm going to then put the word into the glue, and if you find that you still need some glue, go ahead and add a little bit on underneath. I don't want to coat the entire branch with the glue because I want to have that rough, rustic look on the branch. So just continue to add some glue underneath and on top until you get a nice adhesion. I like to smooth it out with my finger to make sure that it adheres to the branch well. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the piece of driftwood. So I do the same steps, but for this particular one, I took a couple of segments from different sentences on my book page. I cut them down to size, and again, just all the same steps and gluing these into place using my decoupage glue. So I've had a few people ask me what the difference is with decoupage glue and Mod Podge. Mod Podge is actually just a brand name, and the decoupage glue that I use is from DecoArt, and it's the one that I prefer. So it's just personal choice. So for this larger piece of driftwood, I am going to be using a few of the word stickers from Tim Holtz, and I'm just casually putting them into place before I glue them down. Now I am going to be adding some extra glue, even though these are stickers. I want to make sure they stay in place on my piece of driftwood. Now we're going to decorate all our branches. I've got these beautiful twines that have got a gold thread that's throughout. I'm just going to casually wrap it around just the one end of our branch. That is why I offset my words, just so I could decorate the one side of the branch. So I'm just going to tie it off with just a simple knot. Feel free to use yarn or trims of your liking. I'm going to use this beautiful heart button. I've had this for quite a while and I thought it was going to be a perfect little touch. So I'm just going to glue that into place and just leave this one just like that. For this next one, I'm using this beautiful chunky yarn. It's got a beautiful dusty rose pink to it and some other colors throughout. I like the really casual rustic look of it. So I'm just going to, again, just wrap it around the one end and tie it off with a simple knot. I am going to leave the tails of this long. I'm going to just tie them off on each end just for a little bit of added interest. All right, so now I'm going to add some charms and I'm using this ball pin. It's like a garment pin, but of course you could just thread these on if you prefer or use a simple safety pin. I just added the charms onto the pin and then I'm going to put the pin through the knot, and that was so easy and it looks so pretty. I love the gold heart with this piece. For the larger piece of driftwood, again, I'm going to use some charms that I had on hand, and I'm using 2 trims. I'm going to again use that chunky yarn, and I'm adding some gold thin ribbon trim. Again, just wrapping it around the end and just tying off a simple knot. And I'm going to make sure that I leave some tails. I'm really liking the looks of this one. All right, so same thing. I'm just going to add my charms onto my garment pin or ball pin. And I've got a really pretty selection. I've got a key, some pearls, and a key. Oh, and sorry, and a heart locket. And I thought that was perfect for Valentine's Day. I thought these would be beautiful on a tray to give as gifts or put it on display on a bookshelf. So again, I went out foraging with my husband and I love to gather birch bark. And so I like to take pieces like this and use them for all kinds of different projects. So that's what we are going to be using for this project. I've got this beautiful curled piece. And again, same thing as our branches. I'm going to be adding a word phrase just to the middle. Of course, feel free to use whatever. I thought this was perfect since this was a piece that I had foraged along with my husband. It says, "I love us." So I'm just going to make sure I've got a lot of glue underneath this and press it hard until it sets, because there is a lot of texture on this bark. So I wanted to again add some charms. So I'm going to be using my big chomper from Crocodile, and I'm going to add a few little holes, punching it through this bark. It works really well. If you don't have this particular tool, you can just take a nail and hammer and poke a hole through. So again, I'm just adding my charms onto my pin, and then I'm going to put the one end through the top and clip it on just like you see me doing right here. It was so simple. I love how that looks. It's such a unique piece. So I really like the texture of this particular piece of birch bark, and there's a perfect flat surface there for me to work on. And I wanted to try doing some napkin decoupage on a piece of birch bark. So I'm just taking a piece of tape and I'm removing the backing off of this napkin. This particular napkin did come from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use a paintbrush and some water, and once I got my image figured out, I'm going to be tracing around the image with the wet paintbrush. This way here it gives a nice and easy way, but yet kind of a rough edge around this piece. So once you've got the water all applied, you can then remove your image that you had traced around. You can see how nice and rough those edges are. It just creates a bit more of a natural look. So I'm just going to start to apply some adhesive or the decoupage glue onto the birch bark once I've got my placement figured out. I'll press the napkin into place gently with my finger, and then I'm going to go back in with my paintbrush and glue and add a bit more underneath the napkin. So I'm again not getting glue all over the piece because I don't want there to be any shininess to the bark. I want it to look nice and natural. Once you've got enough glue underneath your napkin, you can then go over top with your decoupage glue and then set it aside to allow it to dry well. So again, I'm going to be adding some words to this, so it's all nice and dry, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I'm going to again use some words from Tim Holtz, and I'm also going to add some wood heart buttons. I'm just going through all these particular word phrases, and I'm going to figure out a phrase that I want to create. So I'm just going to gently stick them down once I have a phrase. My sweetheart, hearts have all things that shine and sparkle, little things. I love how that sounds. So I'm going to then again use my decoupage glue and add a bit of glue underneath wherever I'm placing my words down. I'm also going to go in and cut some of these word phrases in half. I just like the looks of that. I like to also kind of offset them. It just kind of creates a bit more of a casual, rustic, and unique look to your piece. Once your words are glued into place, you can then add your embellishments. So again, I have these beautiful patterned wood heart buttons, and I'm using some hot glue to put those into place. I got these buttons from a store called Dollarama. I love these pieces. I think they are so fun and so unique for Valentine's Day. So I was again foraging with my husband, and I was able to find this tube of birch bark, and it was fully intact. It's a beautiful piece. It is dirty inside still, so I took it outside and cleaned it out. And then I took some just old scissors, and I'm trimming off the bottom of this because I want it to stand evenly on top of a surface, like a table or a side table or whatnot. Can see how well that worked. Next, I am going to now figure out where I want to put my design. So this is a nice spot right here. I'm just going to quickly draw it out on a scrap piece of paper. Nothing fancy, just a heart. And then my husband's first initial and my first initial. I thought this would be so fun to do, considering that this was a piece that we foraged together. So now I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm going to roughly and lightly draw it out onto my birch bark. You can just see the lines, but it's okay. You're actually not even going to see them once we're done this piece. So again, I'm just going to trace out my design, and then you are going to want to take a wood burning tool. So this is a piece that I've been wanting to use again. I used it once over the Christmas holidays and I wanted to try it out again. So I'm just going to take my wood burning tool once it's heated up, and I'm going to trace over my pencil lines, just like you see me doing here. This is a really, really simple and easy project. I really enjoyed how it's coming together. It was so fun to do as well. Wood burning is something I definitely want to do more of. So I'm just going to continue on with my design. If you don't have a wood burning tool, you could definitely use a Sharpie, or you could even take like a tool and engrave it into the bark. I think that would be a fun look as well. So I'm all done using my wood burning tool, and I'm really, really happy with how this has turned out. You can go ahead and erase any pencil lines if you choose. Here I've got a large jar that fits inside perfectly. That will give it some weight. And next I had foraged some branches some beautiful red willow, and I thought the red would be perfect for a Valentine's Day's display. And I just trimmed them down to size, and then I just placed them in the jar and then put that piece on display. Isn't this fun? I'm gonna love to have it on display in our bedroom. Here are all the rest of the pieces that we created. If you're looking for some more rustic Valentine's DIYs that are unique, here is a video for you to check out. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.